All right, good. Well, now I'm not going to say good morning, but it's good morning somewhere. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, good everything. It is Leesia Monay, your favorite TV personality and influencer. And I am guilty by association and guilty by the title of the Wealth Connector. And I'm so excited today what we get to talk about, fam. I do want to let you know, you may have seen me, I'm pretty sure, on a few networks like Apple TV or Roku TV, on various global platforms, or even you probably picked up a magazine with me on the cover and me on the first page called Hustle for Life. What does that mean? It means that I'm who you need to be connected to. Why am I sharing that? You know what? I want to expose you and let you know that every platform I'm on, every outlet that I have, every live stream, every show is always to provide you value, to make impact, to share something with you, to help you find success, to guide you to profit, to guide you to wealth, and show you where you need to be and who you need to connect to. Duh, me. Yeah, that's me. So who am I? Once again, Leesia Monay. I want you, matter of fact, you should. Matter of fact, you're going to follow me on every social media platform that's ticking and talking: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, same name, Leesiamonay, Leesia Monay. I am who you need to connect to get on the other side of money, to get globally known, to get in what you need or get where you need to make the impact that you're trying to make an impact to. You also need to share this live stream, share these YouTube videos, share, comment, and like, and share this, because someone needs to hear this information. Someone you know, someone you love, someone you trust, and someone you care about needs to hear how to get on the underside of whatever they need to. Sometimes it's money, and sometimes that's a mountain. Sometimes it's success, and sometimes that's a mountain for people. Sometimes it's making an impact, and that can be a mountain. But what I'm here to tell you is I got the tools for you to climb that mountain. So connect with me and we'll go ahead and do this together. Guess what our topic is for today? The power of currency. Oh, I love that. Currency. We all like currency. What is currency? Money, 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 money. Money. I don't know who sings that song, but it's money. And we all like money. You can't say that you like it. When you have the type of money that you like, when you have extra dollars, let me find the slang words: the ducats, the dubs, the bands, the bag, dollar bills, y'all. When you have that in your hands, how does it make you feel when you can have whatever amount of money you want? How does it make you feel? Like, if you could close your eyes and think about, if I had, let's say, whatever sums in the top of your head right now, what would you do? Where would you go? Who would you help? What business would you open? What would you do in schools? What would you do for your community? What would you do for your local assembly? What would you do for someone who is in need? What would you do for the homeless person on the street? What would you do for, places? Where would you go? Like, when I'm saying destinations, like, there's dreams that you had when you were a kid and you were like, I wish I could have went here, and I wish I would have went there. Or you see people on the gram and you see people on Facebook going to Aruba's, Bahamas, and come on, pretty mama, however that song goes. Could you see yourself doing any of those things, making an impact, profiting, walking in wealth, being connected to people who give you guidance? Well, you're at the right place at the right time with the right person at the right moment. So what I want to talk to you about is let's be real, some things I want to talk about when it comes to currency. That's something that really hasn't been exposed to, especially at schools. When you went to school, did your teachers have a money talk with you? No. Did they tell you how to compound money? No. Did they tell you how to invest in yourself? No. What did you go to school? You went and you learned math. Back in the day, I think it was called arithmetic. That's for the seasoned people. But you had the core classes. You had math, you had science, you had English, you had some reading, language arts, so on and so forth. You had all these classes, and those teachers were intentional teaching on that very subject, right? And all of those are powerful, and those are all needed at some point in life. But what subject then they teach about? Money. How often do you need money? Last time I checked, every time the first of the month comes, every time that car note comes in, every time the light bill needs to be paid, every time you need to put food in your house, every time you need to buy school clothes, every time you need new shoes, every time you want to get your hair done, every time you want to get a haircut, every time you need to get your nails done, every time you want to buy furniture, every time you want to make sure that your kids participate in organizational events, football, basketball, cheerleading. The list goes on and on. And the thing is, that's why money is powerful. That's why currency is powerful, because no matter what you're doing in life, unless you're just living off of, you living in the desert and having no help or anything, and you just living, letting life go and living in the woods and stuff and not depending on anything that goes on in society, bills, money matters are always going to occur. One thing my mentor always says, it's called currency because it keeps going like a river. See, I got a little breakdancing in me. You see that? Yeah. But what I want to share is the currency keeps flowing. That means bills keep flowing. That means that all the things that you're attached to, that means if you know currency flows and your bills keep on flowing, and the things that you're associated with keep on coming, that you need to be in a position where when those bills come, when those meetings and when those things that you need to invest in yourself, when those things come, that you need to have something consistent. You need to have consistent flow. There's a note I want to read. I always do research, and I want to share with you that let's talk. It says money principles are not usually taught in school. Most of us gain money understanding in two ways: what we see our parents doing. And a lot of times, let's be real, when we see our parents doing, what we see our parents doing is a seed to most of the time how we see money in our everyday life. And so this note goes on to say, it's like being planted in your subconscious. When you see your parents in debt or always struggling or possibly fighting over money, that becomes something implanted in your subconscious. And that's still a power, but it's a power that's not in your favor, because now you associate money is more money, more problems, when that's not the reality. It's more money, learning how to manage money, learning how to compound money, learning how to understand the increase, and then learning how to continue to stay in consistent profit. That is the power of money, so I want to ask you this, I just want you to sit back and think, when you saw mom and dad or your grandma and grandpa, whoever was the person who was in guardianship of you or who was watching you the most and taking care of you, most of the time, I could say about 90% of us, money probably was a challenge. Maybe they couldn't get you a backpack. Maybe they couldn't get you school clothes like you wanted. Maybe you had to put things on layaway. Maybe you couldn't go on certain field trips. Maybe you went on field trips and didn't have money to buy things on those field trips. Like when you really think about your childhood, I'm pretty sure, because most of America is not in, I'm just speaking about the US presently, is not in a good financial standing from being able to have a net worth of over, if I'm not mistaken, over $15,000. Most of us are living paycheck to paycheck, or basically we're living one paycheck away from being homeless. We're living one paycheck away from us being put out of, like I said, our home. We're living one paycheck of losing our vehicle. And that's how most of us are, but it's because what we're taught and what we haven't been exposed to. But I'm here to tell you that I'm exposing you to a movement that I know about, that I've associated myself with. And I'm here to connect you with this movement to show you that you do have the power. You just didn't know how to use it. The power is already there. You just didn't know how to use it at that apparent time. But now that you're connected to me, we're going to go over a few of those things. What is this movement, you ask? Yes, it's the Be Your Own Bank movement. the largest economic empowerment movement in the history of mankind. What does it give you the power to do? It gives you the power to control your own financial narrative. It gives you the power to be able to dictate your finances. It gives you the power to walk away from living paycheck to paycheck. It gives you the power from being in a position where you say, I don't know, I wish I could, if I had the money to, I got it. I'll go ahead and handle it. It won't be an issue. It gives you the power to be able to walk in boldness. When you swipe that debit card, when you swipe that credit card, whatever you're swiping, it gives you power to not have to second guess yourself when you make a purchase. You know, there was a time in my life when me and my children were homeless and we were living in my classroom when I was a teacher. I think I shared this before, but I want to touch bases on that. And in that time frame, in that duration where we slept in our classroom, I taught VPK, we slept in our classroom. I always was like, what do I do? Where do I need to go? How do I get myself out of situations like I've been in? I mean, we've been sleeping in different neighbors' house here and there. People kicked us out. People made advances at me. We'll talk about that in a negative way. And if I didn't do what they wanted to do, then you get the boot. You know what I'm talking about. So when we go through those things, I did not want to live in compromise. Let's get real. When you don't have the type of money you want, when you don't have the resources that you need or want, or the money that you want, sometimes we compromise and do things or agree to things that we thought we never would do. And it doesn't necessarily have to be something bad. It's just we put ourselves in a category we never want to be associated. We say, I'll never do this. I'll never make that choice. I'll never compromise. But let's really look back at the books. How many people have compromised and did things they didn't want to do, sold things they didn't want to, family heirlooms, had yard sales, put stuff in the, what's that place called? The not the flea market, that too. The store that you go to when I can't think of the name of it. You know what I'm talking about. What is that store called? My mind went blank for a second. But you know what I'm talking about. Someone help me out. But anyways, you go the pawn shop. There we go. Yes, you go into the pawn shop and you do these things because you're trying to make ends meet. And there's nothing wrong with it. But there's a challenge and issue when that is your natural go-to to make money. That is your natural go-to to deprive yourself of something and take something out of your house, and that's just common for you. So you have to get uncommon and understand the power of money is investing in a skill set, investing in a organization, a group, a community, goodwill. That too, the goodwill, talk about it. Thank you. Investing in a community that's going to help you get out of those situations. So going to help you get out of that position and predicament. A lot of times we don't have a money problem. We have a mindset problem because we go buy stuff we don't need. I've done it plenty of times. You know, when you're supposed to pay a bill, I was like, my hair looking kind of rough. And I'm sorry, I do not know how to do hair. I know how to slap it in a ponytail or put it under a wig. So what I'm saying is there's been times that I bought stuff I didn't need I bought something I wanted over what I need because I needed to have that. And unfortunately, I get it, but that's the wrong mindset. But that's also me not understanding the power of money and understanding that instead of going buying those things that I want, let me put my money somewhere and let me learn something that's going to help uplift me and my family and also the people around me that's going to make an impact and it's going to keep me walking in wealth so I can buy all the hair that I want. I can get my nails done all the time that I want to. I can go and get all of those massages, not deep tissue, little Swedish massage because I'm a little sensitive, but get everything that I want and take the time to have patience, put myself on pause and find ways to save money, to invest in myself so that I can get out of those situations. It is a mindset change. And so what I want to tell you is there is power in that. There is such a power in, and you're not depriving yourself when you stop doing the things that you want and put those wants to the side just for a little bit to do the things that you need to help you live a life without being financial bondage. It's such a powerful thing. It's put the wants on pause just for a little bit and go ahead and focus on your needs, the needs that produce income, the needs that produce continuous income, the needs that produce currency. There we go. That's that movement. That's that wave. Those needs, focus on that. When you focus on that, everything else will get in its place. But you have to have your mindset focus on the right thing. The wrong thing is, well, I don't know. Let me tell you about this internal voice real quick. You know that little voice in your head that goes, if I had the money, well, how do I know it's going to work? It didn't work for my friend. It didn't work for them. My question is, are you, when you're trying to do better for you and your family, are you worried about your friends? Let's be real. When you're trying to do better for you and your family, are you worried about your neighbors? When you're trying to do better for you and when you pay your bills ahead of time and on time, are you really worried about if something worked for your friends? Or are you worried about what's going to work for you and your family? That's the mindset that you have to be focused on. It might not have worked for them, but then I want you to really think about this. I want you to think about who your friend is, no judgment, and think about, are they the type of friends who dedicate themselves to being better? Are they the type of friends or family members or your circle that are in the same situation 5, 10, 15 years? Are those the friends that you trust to look at their lifestyle and say, it didn't work for them, so it's not going to work for me? Most of the time it's not. You know why? Because if you look at the friends who didn't make it, didn't follow their dreams, and are not living in a financially abundant life, and the friends that you have that are, I want you to see what the difference is. I want you to ask them a question. What did you do? How did it work? How did you make it work? And they're going to usually tell you a few things. They were, and I've had to work on this myself, they were consistent. They stuck with the process. They got uncomfortable. They changed their mindset. They learned skill sets that produce income continuously, and they associated themselves with people who are where they want to be. They also listened to the mentorship, and they had to get out of themselves. Every single help book that I've read, you have to get out of you. And sometimes that is very difficult to do when you are by yourself trying to get out of you. That's why you need mentorship. That's why you need a community. That's why you need people who have been where you want to go and are living the lifestyle that you want. The people who exemplify what you can have. But the thing is, if you associate yourself with those people, that means if you do what they tell you to do, if you follow the recipe, if you follow the directions, if you follow the order and put yourself out of the way, and remember why you're doing it, for yourself, for your family, for your finances, so you can be on the other side of money, you can't do nothing but be successful. You can't do nothing else but win. And you can't do nothing else but be an example to those who said it didn't work for me. I'm going to say that again. You can be an example to those who said it didn't work for me. And you know what's going to happen? Because you're that example and you follow the recipe. Two things: those friends who are really looking, those family members, those people associated with you who are really looking to be elevated and live a life of abundance, prosperity, and increase, they're going to follow you. And they're going to do the same thing you did. And most of the ones who said it don't work, that's a scam, it's a pyramid scheme, that's too much money, they're going to be in the same boat. And one thing about it is, all you can do is be that example. So there is so much power in understanding currency, understanding money. But the best power, one of the ways that you access that power is connecting. Who are you connected with? Right now, you're connected with the Wealth Connector, and that's one of the best connections ever, other than putting a plug in the wall. But you're connected to me. And what I'm here to do is to make sure that you understand how you can make an impact and walk and live in profit and abundance. And I connect you to people who are going to pour into you. And I'm going to pour into you. So listen here. When I tell you, there is nothing like living in abundance. People can say what they want. You can say money ain't everything. And it might not be everything. But let me tell you, just imagine what you can do with money. It might not be everything. It's not air, but you still need it. You can't live on this earth without money, and that's okay. And everyone's not meant to be wealthy, but I always say you're meant to pay bills, you're meant to pay taxes, you're meant to take care of whoever you need to take care of. And then before I close, like these pastors do, and I'm closing, they close like 10 times. But before I close, I want to say this. Right now, we're going to be real right now, transparent. We're in this pandemic. Something that has been going on close to 2 years now. I want you to look around and see how many people have opened businesses and are flourishing. I want you to look around and see how many people who have invested in their mindset and put their faith and finances together and are living in prosperity because they did the work and they took the time and understood that unemployment is not helping right now, that unemployment can stop at any minute. They can stop it whenever they want to. They can stop government funding. They can stop certain benefits funding at the drop of a dime. And you know who suffers from it, and you know who is affected? The person who's using it. And right now at one point, there was million, I think there's like 14 million. It's probably way over that. I'm probably lowballing the number. What I'm saying is, just because there's millions getting benefits from the government, that speaks volumes. That means there's millions of people who do not understand the power of money, and they're living in lack. And they also understand, let's be real now too, they don't want to go back to work because they're being undervalued, they're being underpaid, they're being unappreciated. So they don't want to go back either. So they're stuck in, I don't want to go back to work because I don't like how I'm treated and I'm not getting my bills paid. I'm not living in abundance like I want to, but I'm getting finances from government assistance, federal assistance, state assistance, and they don't know what to do. And so you know what's going to happen? They're going to be stuck in a parallel because they don't know and understand where they need to put their money. And that is in a skill set that you only have to learn one time, that will take you and your family on the other side of money. That'll put you in a position where you dictate. If you want to go back to work, you can. If you don't, you don't. If you want to open a business, you can. If you want to go to Aruba, if you want to go to Dubai, if you want to go whatever, you are able to do that once you learn this skill set and learn how to compound your money and connect yourself with mentorship, with people who care about you being successful and even more successful than them. I really have to say that. It's amazing. That's one thing that I love about this movement is it's bigger than profit. Yes, you're going to profit. Duh. Yes, you're going to make money. Yes. But your mindset is going to change. And like I was telling someone else today, change your friends and your finances change. Change your circle and your finances change. You know what that means? That's a transform mentally, spiritually, and financially. You can't beat that. You can't beat that. So if I have anything else to say on this wonderful, amazing, fantabulous Friday is, you better connect with me and go ahead and hit the DM so I can get you on the other side of money. That's what I have to say. And you are amazing and you are awesome. But if I do have a telephone number, I always I be not recalling it sometimes, but I want you to reach out to me various ways. You can reach out to me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and I do a few dances on TikTok too, so I got a few moves. But you can reach out to me on YouTube at LeeSiaMonay. Also, you can text 904-567-0634. Text the word wealth to that telephone number, or you can text the word Mob Squad, MOBSQUAD. I almost forgot how to spell that, but you can text wealth. Either way, you're going to get connected to me, and you're going to get connected to the Be Your Own Bank movement. What is that? Baby, you're going to become a walking ATM. Ain't nothing like coming, making it rain when you want to. Ain't nothing like being a walking ATM. Also, on the 18th, in Jacksonville, Florida, I'm going to have to say it, Duval. Yes, I said it. That's where I live, born and raised. The Be Your Own Bank movement has a tour to show you that you need to come to, especially if you're in the Jacksonville, Florida area, Orange Park area, even if you in the Orlando area, it's about 2 hours away. It's not that far. But this is the time for you to go and meet the people and meet me too, because I'm like really cool. I'm really awesome, but everyone else is awesome too, but I'm really cool. But you can meet us as well, and we're going to break down and show you what it's like being a part of this movement and why it's so important. So you can go to Be Your Own Bank movement Jacksonville, or excuse me, it's BYOB movement Jacksonville.eventbrite.com. So in reality on Eventbrite, if you look up BYOB, usually it'll populate things that reflect that. And you'll see my picture and the picture of the visionary and a few other awesome, amazing educators and the woman, the phenomenal woman who made the BYB cash out strategy, Miss Tasha M. Dyer, the trade whisperer. All of us are on there, and we're here to help you understand what you can do, how you can do it, who you need to connect to, and why the time is now. The time right now is present for you to walk in prosperity. The time right now is present for you to live the lifestyle that you desire and that you deserve. So you reach out to me, hit the DM. I'm ready to connect. And also, guys, tonight, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For the next few Fridays, I have some VIP calls just for you, so you can get more one-on-one, so you can get more in depth of what the Be Your Own Bank movement is about. And so you can speak to me and directly to the Trade Whisperer, because we're going to show you and expose you to some things that you never knew about. And we get a little deeper with you. So 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hit the DM me directly so I can give you access. The access is through me. So DM me and we'll go ahead and get you connected so that you can invite your friends and family, whoever you need to. They can be all on the call and you can ask questions. So I'm excited. Have a happy Friday and go ahead and make that money and become your own bank. And I'm excited. I love you guys, and it's hot. So I'm going to talk to you later. Leesia.